I guess we're about to enter a laboratory that will tell us which theory is more true.
Carrying a weapon in the state of Texas has been quite the topic of discussion lately. Do you know the rules about carrying a weapon? Well, we're going to find out because that's what we're going to ask the lawyer right now. Hi again, everybody. I'm Rob Rosenthal with AskTheLawyers.com. My guest is Austin attorney Sam Bassett. I want to remind you, if you want to ask questions about your specific situation, just head over to AskTheLawyers.com. There's a button at the top of the page that says Ask a Lawyer. You click that and it'll walk you right through the process, and it doesn't cost anything to ask a lawyer. Sam, good to see you again. Thank you for making some time to help us out.
You're welcome. I look forward to it.
So let's start off with talking about UCW, unlawful carrying of a weapon in the state of Texas. Explain what that is and how it works.
Right now, under Texas law, it's unlawful to carry a weapon without a concealed weapon permit or outside of your property or outside of a container or within a compartment of your vehicle. That is a Class A misdemeanor under current Texas law.
Now, we heard a lot of talk in the legislature that was going to change or might change. Well, where do we stand on that?
Well, as I understand it, the governor signed the constitutional carry bill, which allows Texans, as of September 1st, to carry weapons without a permit, without training, unless they're otherwise prohibited from doing so as due to being a convicted felon or having a protective order or a family violence finding against them.
Now, what is unlawful transfer of a weapon, and how is that different?
Unlawful transfer of a weapon has nothing to do with carrying the weapon. It has to do with the sale or transfer of a weapon. If a person commits a crime, if they sell or transfer a weapon to someone who's intending to commit a criminal act or who is otherwise prohibited from having the weapon, such as a convicted felon or somebody under a domestic violence protective order or somebody who has a domestic violence conviction.
So is the responsibility on the seller then to find out if the person trying to purchase the item is qualified?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. The seller should make sure that the person they're transferring or selling the weapon to doesn't fall into the prohibited categories.
So explain for me and other people like me who are laymen, how is lawful possession of a weapon different from open carry or concealed carry permits and that sort of thing?
Well, right now under Texas law, to carry a weapon, it has to be concealed, and you have to have a permit, which is registered, which is issued after you're trained and after a background check is conducted. Under the constitutional carry provisions that are about to go into effect, it's my understanding that you can carry a handgun or any weapon without training or permit, except in certain areas.
And it would not have to be concealed at that point.
Correct. Does not have to be concealed. You can have a holstered weapon walking down the public street.
And as things stand right now, what are potential penalties for someone who violates the Texas laws about carrying weapons?
Well, under Texas law, the provisions regarding unlawful carrying a weapon are misdemeanors. And you can carry up to a year in jail or a $2,000 fine. As we move in, there are also overlapping federal laws that come into play too if you're a convicted felon or if you have a protective order or other restriction order from a family violence court.
And what could be some defenses in this kind of situations, Sam, if someone is charged of violating these carry laws?
Well, a common defense might be that if you had to use a weapon in defending yourself from an unlawful attack from another deadly weapon, that might be a defense to one of the carrying weapons violations. Under constitutional carry, there's going to be a lot less need for a defense for carrying the weapon. So theoretically, one side of the spectrum thinks we might have shootouts at the OK Corral in the middle of streets. Other side argues in the past, as we've loosened gun restrictions, we haven't necessarily seen an increase in gun violence, that people are actually deterred for fear that if they use a gun might be used on them. I guess we're about to enter a laboratory that will tell us which theory is more true.
And if someone is pulled over in a vehicle by police officers and they have a weapon in the vehicle, as things stand right now, what's your advice? What should they do?
Absolutely, you need to tell the officer you have a weapon. where it's located. And so the officers always are very concerned if somebody possesses a firearm. It causes them to be very nervous and very reactive if they find a weapon and it was not revealed to them.
Gotcha. Really helpful information as always, Sam. Thank you for making a little time and answering our questions.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest has been Austin attorney Sam Bassett. I want to remind you, if you want to ask questions about your specific situation, it's easy to do. Head over to askthelawyer.com. There's a button at the top of the page that says Ask a Lawyer. Click that and it'll walk you right through the process. Thanks for watching. I'm Rob Rosenthal with Ask the Lawyers.